Hi, and welcome to a brand new episode of the Comic Call. I'm your host, Dylan Lang. I just finished my regular show, Dylan Knows, but I hadn't done my Comic Call yet, so I'm going to do this real quick and get out of here because it's almost midnight, and I want to try to get to bed before midnight. It's not going to happen, but I'll get this done before midnight. So, without further ado, these are the comics that came out this week that I bought. There are a whole bunch of other ones that came out this week that I might necessarily didn't collect, but you might. So all I'm saying is go to your local comic book store this weekend, check it out. You might find some stuff that you like. First up, we have Heroes in Crisis number 3, continuing the Tom King storyline that's going to change things about superheroes. It's written by Tom King, as I said, with art by, where is it? I think Lee Weeks is in there, but let's see who other art we have. Clayman and Lee Weeks did the artwork, and it's been a really interesting story. It's been a murder mystery. Nice artwork, and a way for superheroes to recover from PTSD. It looks gorgeous. It's a great story so far, and I can't wait to read this issue, see where it's going. Drowned Earth storyline ends in this double-sized finale, which sets up Kelly Sue DeConnick's Aquaman series coming out in a couple weeks. It also fits into Scott Snyder's overarching storyline he's got since he and James Tynion have written the series. But Scott Snyder wrote this issue with Francis Manapul, Howard Porter, and Scott Goldlewski as the artwork. So it finishes up the Drowned Earth storyline. So if you've been reading it, this is the finale for you. You get to find out what's going on with it. And the future of Aquaman is in his hands. Kelly Sue DeConnick's new Aquaman doesn't come out till the 19th of December. So we'll get in a couple weeks. So that'll lead up to that. Check it out. Action Comics number 1005. Again, I'm kind of surprised about this because Ryan Sook is one of these artists who can't do like regular books because he's just takes a long time. He's a really good artist, but he's, along with Ivan Reyes, had been doing the artwork pretty much for Bendis's run. So this is written by Brian Michael Bendis with art by Ryan Sook. So it's continuing the storyline that's going on in the Superman world. This is a bit more of the stuff that Bendis likes to write, and not too much like Superman stuff. So pretty cool. Looks pretty good. Episode 2 of G. Willow Wilson's Wonder Woman series, number 59. G. Willow Wilson writer, Carrie Nord art, Mick Gray inks, continuing the storyline. G. Willow Wilson is a fantastic writer, and I'm excited to read where Wonder Woman goes. I like the first issue, so we'll see what happens in this issue. Justice League Odyssey number 3. I don't know how much longer I'm going to buy this because the main reason why I bought it was because Stefan Sedgwick was going to do the artwork, but due to some unforeseen circumstances and crazy stuff, he is no longer the artist on the book. This issue is written by by Joshua Williamson with art by Felipe Briones. I don't know if he's going to be the constant artist, and it's not a bad thing, but I love Stefan Sedgwick's artwork, and I wish he was still working on this. So we'll see. I'll probably keep up with it for a little bit because, again, this is going to be a series that's going to delve into the overreaching story that Snyder is writing about the DC universe. So along with Williamson and James Tynion and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. Speaking of Williamson, this is a doubleheader. He wrote that. He also wrote this, Flash number 59. Joshua Williamson, script, Rafa Sandoval, pencils, Jordi Tarragona, and Scott Hanna inks. He's had a pretty iconic run. He's done 59 issues of Flash so far. So he's got, Joshua Williamson is still going strong with this. He, along with Tom King, are still the only guys who have remained on their books since the beginning of Rebirth. So good on that. Batman Kings of Fear number 4. Scott Peterson's story, Kelly Jones art, and the main reason why I bought it was because of Kelly Jones's art. I've always loved his style of Batman, and this is a distinct version. I just wish that it would have come out closer to Halloween. It's now going to end in February, or sorry, in January. But and it did have an episode come out, and it should come out in October. But I figured if you want to get kind of a horror aspect to it, story, you might want to maybe do it closer to Halloween. But still, Kelly Jones' artwork is nothing to sneeze at. That's it for regular DC. From Vertigo, we have Hex Wives #2. I like the idea. This is about witches who had been in control of stuff, but then and were controlling things. But then the men were able to come back against them and get them to forget that they were in power and that they were there just for the men's pleasure. It's written by Ben Blacker with art by Mirka Andolfo. It is Vertigo, so you will have sex, nudity, violence, all the fun stuff you expect. Oh, here's some sex right here. Yummy. There you go. From Marvel, speaking of sex appeal, about J. Scott Campbell drawing Black Cat right here. Amazing Spider-Man #10. Written by Nick Spencer with pencils by Humberto Ramos and Michael Bandini, inks by Victor Olazabal and Michelle Bandini. So I love Ramos's artwork, and it looks like he's going to probably be, the more permanent artist on the series. We'll see. It's always good to see Black Cat and this type of stuff. And Nick Spencer's actually, despite how much I hated his Captain America run, this actually isn't a bad run right now. Spider-Geddon continues with Spider-Girls #2. Jody Hauser, writer, Andreas Generalot, penciler and inker, has a number of Spider-Man and Mary Jane's daughters working together as Spider People. So we've got a all Spider-Woman, Spider-Girls book. There will be an all-female Spider person book coming out soon. Don't know exactly when, probably in the aftermath of Spider-Geddon, so this is still out there too. Speaking of Spider-Geddon, speaking of female spiders, we have Ghost Spider #2. Continuing this new series after Spider-Geddon. This is going to be the regular series for Spider-Gwen, but she's now going to be known as Ghost Spider. It's written by Shannon McGuire with art by Rosie Campe. We get a little bit more origin about what happened with Gwen Stacy and the Green Goblin and all this stuff, and just a different take on things. So really good. This Fantastic Four #3 just came out last week. Well, here we have Fantastic Four #4 trying to get caught up. There was an issue with the comic, but it's now getting back on a regular schedule. Next issue #5 is going to be the big wedding of Ben Grimm and Alicia Masters. This is written by Dan Slott with art by Stefan Caselli and Nico Leone. You got a new issue of Fantastic Four last week and also this week. So good on that. That's it for Marvel. Independent-wise, one of the best books out there, Strange in Paradise #8, is out now. This is actually Terry Moore is doing with this series. He's connecting all of his previous series together into one big shared universe, and this issue really brings it to a head. Bringing characters from Rachel Rising and Motor Girl in as well. So we'll be see what's going on with that. I'm okay with that, but I kind of want to get them back to just Strange in Paradise by themselves. I'm glad they're in the same shared universe, but let's do their own stories. Stranger Things #3, which details the story of Will Byers and the Upside Down from his perspective. It's written by Jody Hauser with art by Stefano Martino, inks by Keith Champagne. Looks like I'll be going to bed at 1 o'clock today, so we'll see. So it's been a good series so far. My daughter likes it, so we'll take it on that. Red Sonja #23. Apparently Amy Chu has only got a few more issues left in her run. And then they're going to reboot it with the guy who wrote the Flintstones. So that should be a really interesting creation, Chuck something, I think. This is Amy Chu and Eric Burnham with art by Roberto Castro. Again, hot chick in chainmail. What's not to like about it? And hot chick with big sword killing people and taking on like fictional things. Chuck Russell, that's what it is. I'd be interesting to see that. Finally, we have Man-Eaters #3 from the creative team that got blackballed for her feminist take on Mockingbird. Chelsea Kane, writer, Kate Nimzicki, pencils and inks. So this is a feminist story about women who turn into cats and get power back. So it looks good, and they're a good team, so why not? So that's it for this week's The Comic Haul. Thank you for watching. Next week we're starting with December, so we're going to start getting some new issues, get caught up on some other things. New Batman comes out next week, new Green Lantern, Grant Morrison's Green Lantern, which is very bizarre and weird, but that's coming up, and some other interesting stuff rolling through here. Dark Arc, I think, is wrapping up its first story arc, so that'll be interesting, and some other good stuff rolling through December 1st. On that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Go to your local comic book store, pick up any of those books that you saw here or something that I might not have had, because as I said, there are a ton of other comic books that came out this week. Thank you for watching and listening, and read comics, and I'll see you next week.